Welcome to the Dogon podcast. This is going to be a good episode.
It's going to be interesting.
We are just, waiting on pins and needles for our packs to come in.
Yeah, we need these packs to get in here so we can get them out to you.
I can't wait to do that video of us opening those up and showing everybody. And I mean, that's going to be cool.
It's going to be a lot of work to get them all packed and get them all shipped, but it is worth it and it is cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely something that we've been working towards for a long time, and it's definitely something that has taken quite a bit of personal sacrifice in order for us to get here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, plenty of it. We've been going through plenty of rough mental battles. Moron.
I'm not a moron. No, I'm just kidding.
I forget what I was going to say, but you can go ahead.
No, he was saying, like, what I think you're going to say is in regards to the sacrifice that we've made have been more on the mental side than on like a physical
that's where I was going to go with that, but I just completely forgot.
Maybe because the camera's no, I'm just kidding. But anyways,
it's 100% straight.
I'm just giving him shit today. We're having fun. Basically, to me, it's like we have intentionally put ourselves in a difficult situation in order for us to be in the right position that we need to be to win.
Right. With money and all of that, it's been pretty tight. I've been looking for a little bit of work to get more growth in the business, and so we can actually put more into our second product, put more into advertisement, marketing, stuff like that. I don't know. It's not going as bad as I think it is in my head. It's all like a mental, everything's going wrong, but it's not. It's not at all.
You know, one thing I said to him yesterday was strong people feel weak.
Yeah.
Weak people feel strong, and that's something that, when I've been going through difficult situations and I'm like, man, I just can't do this. It's because I am putting myself through a difficult situation, you know, and when you do it intentionally, it's different.
Yeah. I don't know. You go back and forth with yourself. Like, is this really what I want to do? Or like, is this going to go anywhere? Is this going to happen the way I want it to happen? Or I don't know. You just have a lot of mental battles. And one of the best things you can do is just ignore all of that. Like, don't think about the negatives. Don't think about how you can fail just keep going. Like, if you just keep going and keep refining the process, getting things down to exactly how you want them to be with editing or whatever you're doing, it doesn't really matter if you're starting a business, if you're trying to learn a new hobby or anything.
Yeah, you gotta, and that comes to like beginning with the end in mind. If you don't give yourself a exact roadmap of where you want to be, if you don't give yourself like a goal that you're working towards, and then you don't give yourself indicators along the way to show that you're doing the right thing, you can really mess yourself up in your own head because you're like, man, this is not how it's supposed to be. This is not how it's supposed to go. And it's like, well, wait a minute. We've done everything that we said we were going to do. We've gotten to the places that we said we were going to get to. It's just the feeling may not be what you thought it was.
Yeah, you just get certain feelings in your head and your heart, and it's just hard to really push past it. But I don't know, once you just like ignore it and be like, whatever happens, I'm going to keep going, I think it'll get better.
Yeah, and I think, we talk about this a lot. This is the reason why most people don't do what we're doing.
Yeah, it's a struggle, and there's no real security in what you're doing. It's like with a job, you go there, you gain your money, you come back. I mean, you don't necessarily have security. They can fire you for whatever reason they want to and get you out of there. You don't have a job anymore. But theoretical security of, I'm going to gain money every month, this much. I know exactly how it's going to go. Mm-hmm. With starting a business, you don't get any return from all of the work that you put in. No matter how much work you put in the beginning, it's not going to see a return unless you're incredibly lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it takes a long time for businesses to break even, let alone to show a profit.
Right.
And depending on how you position yourself will determine whether or not you're going to be on one side or the other. And to me, like, I've never found security in a job because I don't like somebody else having the ability to dictate my time and to be able to tell me when I'm playing ball and when I'm not.
It's not the easiest. It's not exactly what I want for my life. I want to be able to dictate my own, like, everything that I do personally, and when I work, what I do, how much I'm going to gain, all of that.
Yeah. And then the only difference is that that's when it reflects on what you're capable of and if what you're doing has value. And if it doesn't have value or you're not capable, then, you're better off being in a job, because it's like, if it's on you and you don't got it or you don't have the product that'll do it, it really is difficult.
And it's not even necessarily being the product that is it. It's really you being able to push past the product product not being it.
Yeah, exactly. Because yeah,
I don't know. It's you just have to keep going no matter what. Like you can't just stop and give in because that's when you fail. That's the failing point.
Yeah, and you can't use those emotional indicators as a bar or metric for success. Like, oh, I'm not feeling like this is good. That means this is failing. Or I'm not feeling like this is going to work, so I got to stop. Like, you have to recognize those emotions and then completely ignore them unless they're pointing to aspects that need more attention. And that usually is what it is. Like, if you don't think that something is going to work, then you may not have a clear enough plan laid out that you can see the steps.
You don't have a good mental map or road of exactly what is going on or how you're going to launch this next product or, whatever it may be.
And it really is, something for me that I've learned to enjoy. I've learned to really feel comfortable and safe in this type of environment, in this new growth, in this new building environment for a business. And I've come up with the last few businesses that I've worked with, I've helped them get to profitability really quick.
Right.
And it's because when you have certain things in line and you can get enough people excited, then you can do a lot. You can sell a lot.
It's more about mental fortitude, just pushing past the garbage.
Yeah, and sometimes, putting on those blinders, and it's difficult because when you own your own business, it's like you have to understand what to ignore and what to put attention towards. And that can be difficult to decide sometimes, and you might get lost in that back and forth of like, I don't know. I've grown to absolutely love it. I know that what we're putting together here is already successful. Like,
it's already successful. It's already valuable. We have very little time until we have a full product together that we can ship out to people and physically sell, in person.
And that's one thing I'm excited for. I'm a salesman. That's something that's just the way I am. I like to sell people. I like to, get people to see value in something. I have to believe in the product. I have to believe in what I'm selling, or else I can't do it. But when I believe in it, when I know it's quality, it's like, man, nothing could stop me. So I'm really excited for when those come in, because I've been working on, selling our pre-sales, and I've gotten quite a few pre-sales already, and so is Tristan, and we're excited about that. But to be able to actually send out those products is going to be phenomenal.
And once you actually have a product out to people, it's more likely that they will, one, rebuy, or two, tell someone else about that they will go ahead and buy it now, because they're like, oh, this gives me energy. This is pretty cool. I'm going to try it out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I got energy, but also I'm less stressed. That's amazing.
It's not like a caffeine drink where you're all jittery and you're tired after like 10 minutes.
It is something that when you take our Go Pack, and when you take the supplement and the rhodiola, the green coffee bean, and the cayenne pepper, you're definitely going to notice a difference.
You'll notice a difference for sure. And I remember the first few times I took it, I was very impressed with the performance of it, because I'm used to taking my Vyvanse or taking like energy drinks or anything to get me up and awake. After doing these Go Packs, it's really different. It's not the same kind of energy feeling. It's very calming. You're not going to be crashing after a while. It's all 100% just, you're just cruising,
Yeah. And that's one of the best things I like about it, because I'm an energy drink junkie, and I'm an energy junkie in a lot of ways. And it's like that crash afterwards, it's I get mad about it.
Yeah, because the whole point that I wanted this thing was to pick me up and give me energy, but in the end, it does the opposite.
Yeah, it's like, it's almost like, some of these say like they give you wings, and it's like, yeah, but they don't tell you that the wings disappear when you're up in the air.
When you're in the air and you crash and fall.
They don't tell you that part. So, we're not going to make any claims like that, but, we're definitely going to tell you that, it performs and it outperforms really every product on the market. And that's why we're so excited about it. That's why we're so pumped about it. I mean, to replace Vyvanse or like an Adderall type of prescription, and to actually see that this thing works. Right. I mean, to me, that was like the nail in the coffin.
And by no means is it going to give you the exact same effect as Adderall. Not at all. And I'm not claiming that in the slightest. But if you want to maybe lessen your dose, or, get off of that substance for whatever reason it may be, if it makes you feel a certain way, or I don't know, whatever it is, I think this is a great option to wean off of it or completely just go ghost off of it,
I agree. And it's like, for me, at one point I was on Adderall, and one thing I didn't like about it is when I was trying to take notes, my hand would have like a little shake in it when I'm trying to write. And
I always have a little shake. I took my Vyvanse today.
And I just don't like that. Like, I don't like that feeling. And I noticed when I take the Go Pack, I got that same focus, but I don't got that shake. I'm like calm, clear, and relaxed.
It really does focus in, and it gives you a clear mental map, I guess.
Yeah. But I mean, and we're just excited. Like I said, we've been waiting for the these packs to come in. We're so pumped to send out to our pre-sales. Thank you to everyone who pre-ordered, of course. That's going to be awesome. And I would pre-order now because we're going to get rid of the free t-shirts. We're going to get rid of the 20% off. I mean, now's the time to order. And
once it's fully out, I mean, there's no more of that.
Yeah, because we have to kind of control inventory at that point. So we can't be just, giving away the house. We want to do that to our initial supporters. If you go onto our site, dogonpacks.com, and if the pop-up comes up that says, hey, join the Alpha Pack, this is what you get, free t-shirt, if that pops up, there's still spots. There's still spots in the top 100.
And you have until 8/8 to get into this.
Yeah. And I mean, we originally said we were going to cut it off at the end of July, but yeah, maybe we'll push it to actually the 8th of August until that first day.
And we could even release the product before that, but we can keep the other benefits that come with purchasing a Go Pack until that point.
Yeah. And just so that you want to be an Alpha Pack member, if you want to get a free t-shirt, we'll give you a little bit extra time because we should have these packs any day now. I mean, I'm checking our tracking number every day, like how close are you? How close are you? And it's like, I'm so excited about that. And I'm so thankful to everyone who's seen what we've done so far and have supported with their dollars. So, we of course just always want to prop you out, and you are going to be the Alpha Pack members.
100%.
You're going to be the people that we take care of from here on out. And, we may even do like a big event and have everybody, I mean, we don't even know where this is going to go, but looking at our product lineup and the products that we're going to be releasing, I mean, I think everybody's just going to love it.
It's going in a good direction, and I think everybody is pretty excited about it, excited to get their pre-orders, and I just want to get it out to you guys.
Yeah, and it's like all the mental stress, all the work that we've put ourselves through to get to this point is absolutely worth it to see this idea come to fruition and actually go from literally it was just a thought in the ether to now it's a physical representation in our world. That to me is like the most sure proof of if say it before you see it.
Right, that's what we did, and now we have an actual Go Pack that we can hold.
Yeah, that is exciting. And again, we don't like to just talk about the product, talk about all this stuff. We're just excited. But
it's just been on our minds as of recently because of the imminent packs coming in, all of that.
And it's just like nail biting waiting. And it's cool though because I've been stressing, and I take my Dogon Go Pack and I pop a few a day, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it does.
And I'm just back. I'm back to work. I'm back focused on my stuff, and I don't have that edge.
And also another thing with quitting all the substances that we've been taking, the Go Pack does help with weaning off of it because it keeps my focus on my work, keeps me away from any terrible thoughts that might bring me to smoking something or drinking something I shouldn't drink, things like that. But I'm not going to say it's going to give you the same effect of any of these things, but it will give you focus and give you focus on the important things in your life.
Yeah, it's something that I've always known it worked. I've always used rhodiola. I've always been a huge fan of cayenne pepper. I've been doing cayenne pepper in my warm lemon water and maple syrup and cayenne pepper. I've been doing that for a long time. I do shots of, what is that stuff?
I forget what it is.
Apple cider
vinegar with cayenne and I think some other things.
Maple syrup, I think too. Lemon or something. I don't know. They just put a whole bunch of stuff in there that's nasty.
Go Pack's not going to be all that. It might have a certain taste to it.
It does have a little bit of a coffee taste to it. Like the coffee, because we didn't do a coated tablet, it powders a little bit, and we're coming up with packaging processes that get rid of a lot of that powdering effect. But the uncoated aspect of it, that green coffee bean, when it's put in there, it dries and flakes, and
it'll give it a certain flavor. It's not bad by any means. It's just like any other supplement, I feel like.
And if you sit there and rub it in your fingers get sticky. That's kind of cool. And we even dropped it in some water because I've seen other vitamin companies like, oh yeah, theirs don't even dissolve. Dude, we dropped ours in. It was like,
almost instantly it started bleeding out. But
and that was one of the biggest things I wanted, because we can't have the coating, and we got to have something that's actually going to get into your system quickly. If the cayenne pepper is going to help you with vasodilatory properties and move things around, what's the good of it if it doesn't dissolve in your stomach?
Exactly. I mean, it's not going to give you any benefit if it's not actually in your body.
So we're excited with how it's turned out, with where we've gotten to thus far. But again, it all comes back to the mental game, and we've talked about this a lot. This is why most people don't do this.
It's very hard on the mind and very hard on yourself as an individual, because you just feel like, I don't know, it just feels like you're in a plane that's about to crash constantly, but it never does.
Yeah. And I like to say it's like you jumped off the cliff and you're building your plane on the way down.
That too.
And it's like, you got all the parts, you got everything, but you're like, oh my gosh, how far away from the ground are we? Right. And can we get these flaps working before we hit? And I'm confident, and I think it's safe to say this thing is gaining altitude now.
Right.
I mean, we're seeing thousands of views. I logged into our TikTok today, and it was like like 88 notifications, and I was like, bam, man, that is
cool.
nice. Likes are going up everywhere, interactions going up. People are starting to recognize like, oh, it's these Dogon guys, and it's like, I had somebody the other day, I was talking to them and they're like, I know it's going to give me some Dogon energy. And I was like, geez, oh Pete, like people are using the name now like I wanted it to be, like
right.
It's just, and that's my gas station guy, you know what I mean? The same guy I go to every day. It's just, it's funny that he's excited about the product. He's looking at it. He's talking to people about it. It's just, and this is something that I'm doing at the same time as another journey in my life. I'm also working for a law firm, and
right.
I'm starting a program where after 4 years, I'll be able to take the bar in Washington and practice law if I wanted to.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
And the reason I'm doing that really is because the guy that gave me this opportunity is a genius.
Oh,
I mean, he is. I'm going to put up an article about him on our website in the next couple of days. It was supposed to be a Monday, sorry. And it's just a kind of a tribute to Vic, just because the guy is a genius. And the way that he talked about me and my level of intelligence, I like didn't believe him.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about, man? Like
what do you mean?
And he was like, no, you can do this. It's very rare for somebody to have your qualities and traits and not be wildly successful. And so he was like, I want you to work with me. And I've been working with him. I work my butt off for him just because I always want to provide good work. And he encourages me to use shortcuts and to use ChatGPT and to, he encourages me to do things as efficient as possible.
Because it doesn't matter about how you get it done. It really matters the end result.
Yeah. As long as you're ethical and within the law, it's like play ball, baby. That's what I like. I can't wait to send him one of these Go Packs. I can't wait to send everybody at the firm one. They've all been so supportive, and it's been really cool just to watch this whole thing develop and show me who I am as a person. And that's been like the craziest part.
Right.
When you tear away layers of who you thought you were and all these protections that you put over yourself of like, oh, I know what I'm doing, and I only do things that I'm good at, and I only do things that I know the result, and I only stand on a strong foundation, and I only, all of a sudden all that goes out the window, and you're like, I am who I am, and I'm capable of whatever's put in front of me.
Right. And you just have to have that certainty and have that drive to just keep going no matter how you feel in the moment or what's happening.
Yeah, you be your own security. Don't look externally for something to give you security. Don't look externally for something to take care of your dreams or your future or your family. Look within, find who you are, and then let that reflection show everyone in the world exactly who you are.
Right.
And when you're doing that, it's like nothing can stop you.
Yeah, I mean, it's been very interesting for me personally because I've never ever started a company. I've never had my own anything really. I've always been working for people. I've always been working my ass off for these people that don't really care about me, don't really, they'll pay me as little as they possibly can, but...
Well, it's because you're not paid what you're worth. You're paid what the job is worth.
Exactly.
And that's different with business. With business, you get to be paid what you're worth.
You get to be paid for what you actually are willing to put on the floor,
Yeah, amen. And it's like, my heart goes out to Tristan. I have watched this transformation take place right in front of my eyes. I've personally gone through it when I was younger and several other times in different businesses that I've started and worked with. And so like, I've been through this and way worse because I didn't know what I knew, back then. And so I wasn't able to set myself up securely like I have this time. In a lot of ways, it may not be comfortable. It may not be fun.
It's not,
it's isolating. Like you can't have a girlfriend. You can't have friends. You can't, because you ain't spending money.
But loneliness is a factor.
Oh, big time.
It's hard sometimes, but I know that it's required and I don't really need the distractions. And I don't want a fucking girlfriend right now. I don't want all this fucking bullshit. I don't care anymore.
And it's just like, and you realize, but then you really see who's in your corner. Because when you're not out spending money at the bar, doing what other people want to do, just playing the part in this evolution of everybody just trying to drown their sorrows or just get to the next day or make it. And, like when you're not in that loop and people still reach out to you, see how you're doing, people get involved. They want to support your business. They want to, they give you an attaboy or kudos or pat on the back. That's when you see who your real people are. Right. And all the other people were just like NPCs that you were just, playing a game with. And that is cool.
Yeah, but
it's lonely.
It is very lonely. And I do have a good group of people around me that I think would support me no matter what. I don't know. That is powerful.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say, I don't know why, but God has isolated me in my life. know, he has pulled people out of my life constantly. He has pushed me into areas and places where I have no interaction with anybody, where
Right.
it's just me and God, you know, and sometimes not even family. That has been a difficult struggle and a reflection, because I always like tell myself, like, well, you have relationships that aren't developing in a positive direction, and that the common denominator is you. You have to look at yourself and you have to make some changes.
Right.
And so I've been going through that for like the last few years. But, you know, just recently I started to reach out to people and just kind of say, hey, what's up? What's going on? What's up? You know, I've found people that I haven't talked to in 10 years that respond right away, that want to talk, that want to interact. And they're like, oh man, this is great. I miss you. We haven't hung out. We need to. And I've found that it's just my laziness of not reaching out to these people.
I mean, sometimes life brings
Gets in the
people
way.
apart, and it's not necessarily, oh, I don't like this person, oh, I don't like this or that. It's just like people are
I
doing
got
their
shit
own
to do.
thing. People are doing their own thing.
You know, people are busy. So I just want to say thank you to all my friends who have, I mean, gosh, there's been at least 50 of you guys that I have texted, and you guys respond within the same minute, being like, Trefney or Alex, oh my gosh. Like, and that really does warm my heart when I'm on this lonely journey of isolation and dedication to one thing, you know. And there's a special lady out there that I used to spend a lot of time with, and I loved, you know, I never loved going out to the bar, never really loved doing that stuff. But man, with her, it was a lot of fun. And she knows that if I wasn't doing this, I'd be there with her. But I have to isolate. I have to focus on this.
You're talking about the woman I spoke to the other day?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, she's special. Her birthday's coming up too, so you know, maybe we'll do a quick birthday tribute to her on our on that day. But yeah, she's, you know, I think she's turning 30 again. You know, but you know, gosh, you couldn't guess her. You wouldn't be able to guess her age if you knew her for years, man. She
I
is
would have been
just
like 25, maybe.
I mean, beautiful. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. But ultimately, it's like that isolation and that difficult mental journey that you're on is what makes you who you are, and it pulls out who you really are.
Right.
And your outer world is just a reflection of your inner world. So if you're staring in a mirror and you want that mirror reflection to change, you're going to have to make some changes to yourself. You're never going to be able to change the mirror and have it look different. So you can't change your world and have it look different. You got to change what's causing that reflection, and that's your inner world. So we're battling through that right now, and it's awesome. It's messy. I mean, sometimes it even gives you a headache. It makes you sick to your stomach.
I mean, I have a headache as we speak.
Amen. So do I. But that's why I said that. See, and it's because you're going through all this crazy shit, but you get used to it. You just get like, okay, well, I guess this is how I edit with a headache.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten plenty used to all the discomfort that I've been experiencing. I mean, hungry doesn't matter. Thirsty doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter.
Sweaty as fuck.
Doesn't matter.
That's just how it is every single day now, so it doesn't matter.
I love it. See, now I got to step up my game of growth, because this guy has outgrown me every day, and it's like, man, he's gonna pass me. So I'm like reading double now.
I don't know how true all of that is, but I do appreciate it.
There's a reason why I'm working on 7 workbooks right now, because this guy's doing things that took me years to learn in business and 10 failures to get through my head, and he's just like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, since you had all those failures, I had someone who went through all of that to be able to teach me, you know?
That is one of the biggest things, and that's where I've learned a lot of my newest lessons from, is I stopped just blindly doing things, and I started asking people who have fallen down before me, so I don't catch my foot on that same thing.
There's no reason to make the same mistake twice, even if you're a different human.
Unless it's fun. No, I'm just kidding.
Unless you want to, I don't know.
Yeah, but hey, they say if you are in the woods and you see the same tree twice, you're lost. Let that one sink in.
That is true.
Right. But thank you guys so much for joining us today. We're just, again, we're just having fun. We are just trying to really kill time until these fucking packs get in.
No, we're waiting for it. We thought it would be a little sooner, but I guess the truck's running a little late or something. I don't know. But
I don't know how many boxes this is. There's 6 cartons
of cargo, so I understand why. But
oh, that's scary. Oh man, where are we gonna put it all?
Somewhere.
Yep. See you guys.
See you later.